Deshaun Watson has done a lot for the Texans since he was drafted in 2017, but he's going somewhere else after the team betrayed him and two-time Defensive Player of the Year J.J. Watt. But in this video, I'm just going to focus on the potential future MVP Deshaun Watson.
Watson on the run, throws, and he's got his man wide open. That's Darren Fells, and Fells inside the 30-yard line.
Deshaun Watson helped Clemson win their first NCAA title since 1981 in 2016, and because of that, he garnered interest of many NFL teams, one of which was the Houston Texans, who drafted him 12th overall in 2017, and he has been well worth it as he has gone to 3 Pro Bowls and even led the NFL in passing in 2020 with over 4,800 passing yards. But this isn't new information, as people know that Watson is good, but he has always seemed to be underrated and is legitimately one of the best in the game. And because of that, the current situation in Houston has become extremely interesting. The start of all the drama began in early 2020 when this happened.
The new Arizona Cardinals receiver comes over from the Houston Texans as part of a huge deal.
The Texans traded DeAndre Hopkins to the Cardinals for a washed-up David Johnson and a second-round pick as they swapped 4th-rounders. This could be the worst trade in NFL history, and the man behind it all was Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien worked with the Patriots for around 5 years, and because of that and a little stint at Penn State, he was able to get the job with the Texans. And after half a decade of failure, they drafted a star in Deshaun, and because of that, Bill was able to stick around until he decided to become not just the head coach, but also the GM for the Texans, and made the bonehead trade that seemed to be the beginning of the end for him in Houston. Not only did the fan base hate Bill, it also seemed like the team despised him, and because of that, they went 0-4 to start off the year, and of course, Bill O'Brien was fired. The firing was long overdue, but the damage had already been done, and although the team was able to win the following week against Jacksonville with interim head coach Romeo Crennel, the Texans barely clawed to a 4-12 record and a 3rd place spot in the AFC South, only above the absolute worst team in the entire NFL in the Jaguars, who went 1-15. The lack of production was frustrating to say the least, and even J.J. Watt knew how bad it was.
I'm sorry. We wasted one of your years. I'm sorry. You should have 11 wins.
It just seemed like Watson was putting up stats for nothing. Following a wasted 2020 season, there was speculation about whether or not Watson would return. But as long as Deshaun was involved in the head coaching search, he would stay with the team. Instead of just letting Deshaun have a say in who the Texans would select, the team completely ignored his wishes and in turn pissed him off. So much so that he tweeted, "I was at a 2 and now I'm at a 10. If you don't get the tweet, Deshaun is saying that he was at a 2 out of 10 in terms of how angry he was when DeAndre Hopkins was traded. But after the team kept him out of trade talks, he is now as angry as you can be, and is now done with the team, and as a result, the team is now done with him. As a top 5 quarterback in the league, Deshaun has won it all across. But before he makes his decision, let's look at some possible options. Miami Dolphins. Now this is the most appealing choice for Deshaun and seems the most likely, as the teams could potentially swap young quarterbacks, with Tua heading to Houston and Deshaun to Miami. Upon the fact that there already seems to be a possible quarterback swap, the teams have experience trading between each other, as the Texans have gotten Kenny Stills and Laramie Tunsil from the Dolphins last offseason, who not only have Tua, but also the 3rd overall pick this year, which is extremely valuable with the plethora of talent available, and the team is on the verge of the playoffs without Watson, so he would definitely be joining a promising young roster. Indianapolis Colts. Going to Indy would be interesting, as he would be staying in the AFC South, but it's quite possible with Philip Rivers likely retiring following a 1-year contract that ended a few weeks ago after a loss to Buffalo in the wild card. Not only does this make sense, it would also create a championship contender, as the team has already made the playoffs with Philly Rivers. Upon that, the team has a lot of super young talent in players like Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman, and on the offensive side, they have a great offensive line. Not only are the Colts good on offense, they also have a great defense that could actually stop teams, unlike the Texans, who lost to the Cincinnati Bengals. Chicago had their shot at drafting Deshaun, but instead they went with Trubisky, and well, it seems like the Bears missed out on not just Watson, but also Mahomes. But now they have another chance to try again, and with a star wideout in Allen Robinson and breakout running back in David Montgomery, the team could easily become a playoff contender. In fact, they made the Nickelodeon wildcard against New Orleans. If the Bears had a legit quarterback, the combination with a good offense and defense would be dangerous for the future of the NFC. New England Patriots. Ever since Brady left the Patriots, the team has never been the same, and Cam Newton was unable to do much as the Pats missed the playoffs and are likely going to move on from him. And because of that, Deshaun is very needed, and he could help the team and would be much better with a good coach in Belichick and a great defense to fall back on, along with talent on the offensive side like Julian Edelman. New York Jets. Another AFC East team in the Jets are in desperate need of a quarterback, as Darnold has just not been it. And now with the 2nd overall pick, there's a lot of potential for the Jets to get a new quarterback, and Deshaun could definitely help. Now the Jets are not one of the borderline playoff teams, as they have a long way to go, but the fact that they hired Robert Saleh and are likely rebuilding is good news, and Watson could attract some talent to the big city. Jacksonville Jaguars. Another AFC South team in Jacksonville could use a new quarterback, as Minshew has played underwhelmingly. And with the new hire of Urban Meyer and star running back in James Robinson, along with the talented wide receiver core, there seems to be a lot to love in Duval County, and Watson could help rebuild the team and lead them to the top of the AFC East, as they just need a few more pieces and have a lot of young talent and draft picks this year that could help get them there. San Francisco 49ers situation, and could be cool to see, as Jimmy G has just struggled with injuries and the team has fallen off due to a ton of injured players after making the Super Bowl last season. But although the 49ers struggle this season, they have a lot of talent, especially on the defensive side with Bosa, Sherman, and many others. But also have a top 3 tight end in George Kittle, a stud wide receiver in Brandon Ayuk, and a talented running back core that could take the NFC once again with Deshaun. The Houston Texans. Now there is a definite shot that Deshaun could stay with the Texans, as he has talked about being patient and just waiting with the team, but it is very unlikely as there's a lot of tension between the front office and the players. So I don't see this really happening, but there always is potential. All these teams are good options, especially Indianapolis and Miami. But if I would have to guess about where he's going to play next, I would say the most realistic spot for Watson is Miami, with a possible quarterback swap sending him to the Dolphins and Tua to the Texans. Now, is this 100% going to happen? No. Anything is possible, and he could just go back to the Texans. But I think Miami is the most likely. But hey, I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
3-man rush. Watson steps up, fires for the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Texans. Kenny Stills.
Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe and like for more videos like this. And comment down below what you guys want to see next. But anyways, I appreciate all you guys, and we'll see you all soon. Peace out.